So you're going to use this video as a basic overview of all the different naming. Feel free to pause, rewatch it anytime that you need to. So basic rules. We don't write any charges in a formula. We use subscripts in the formula to show how many we need of each ion in order to get that charge balanced over to zero. We also don't put Roman numerals in formulas. The only thing that goes in formulas is the symbols and then those subscripts, okay? We want to make sure that our formulas have zero overall charge when we're dealing with ionic compounds. So if something has a +1 charge and the other one has a -2 charge, those we have to have enough of each ion to have a zero overall charge. So let's go over all of these basic rules and do a little bit of just review. The first thing that you should always ask yourself is, do I have a metal to a nonmetal, which means I'm going to have ions, I'm going to have charges. Or do I have two nonmetals? If I've got two nonmetals, then we're not going to use charges. We're going to be using prefixes. It's going to be a covalent compound. If the formula begins with a hydrogen, we're going to have an acid, which we're going to learn next. Or if it has acid in the name, okay? We're always going to change the second ending to IDE. Roman numerals are going to be telling us the charge. We only use those for transition metals. And polyatomic ions, they keep their name. They are going to change their name with the acids, which we'll talk about in a minute. But polyatomic ions, usually just we give them the name that they have. So one way to get good at this is to ask these questions first. Do you have a metal and a nonmetal? Yes, it's ionic. No, you have two nonmetals, must be covalent. Is hydrogen your first element? Or does the name say acid? If you've got H and then something else, it's an acid. Or if the name says acid, it's an acid. Acids are ionic. So if it's ionic or an acid, we need to make sure that the charges are overall zero. So if it's ionic, we're going to make sure to balance the charges. We use subscripts. We do not write the charge in the formula. We use the charge to figure out what the formula is going to be. If it has a transition metal, then we're going to use Roman numerals in the name. We're going to put parentheses and we're going to put in Roman numerals the charge of the metal. We do not write Roman numerals in a formula, only when we're giving the name. What if we have a polyatomic ion? Well, we use the charge to make sure we've got zero overall charge. We don't change the name. We might need to put parentheses around the formula of the polyatomic ion and then use subscripts in order to get that charge balanced out to zero. We don't need to put parentheses around something like aluminum. It's not a polyatomic ion. We're only going to put parentheses around something like phosphate, like PO4, or nitrate, NO4. And we're going to do it when we need multiple of them, because otherwise it looks funny where you've got multiple numbers. And here is the one we haven't done yet, acids. Acids are ionic. Basically, how do you know you have an acid? Well, acid is in the name, or the formula starts with hydrogen. All acids have H and then something else. Because it's ionic, we still need to make sure that the charges balance out to zero. So there's two different types of acids. It could be binary. Remember, binary means two. So basically it's hydrogen with one nonmetal. So it might be HBr, HCl, HI, HF, okay? Very easy to name them. Hydro something-ic acid. HCl, hydrochloric acid. HBr, hydrobromic acid. HI, hydroiodic acid. Very, very simple. When we have an acid with a polyatomic ion, it becomes a little bit more difficult. We don't put the hydro. We find the name and we change the name. This is the only time we change a polyatomic ion's name. Again, acids are kind of hard. There's just a few that you're basically just gonna memorize the name and the formula for, but here's the rules. If the polyatomic ion name ends in "ite", we're gonna change it to "us". So if it's sulfite, we're gonna call it sulfus. If it's nitrite, we're gonna call it nitrous acid. If it ends in something like ate or "ide," like nitrate or phosphate, we're going to change the ending to "ic." So instead of phosphate acid, we're going to call it phosphoric acid. Instead of nitrate acid, we're going to call it nitric acid. Okay. Again, polyatomic ions are a little bit tough. I'm going to give you a list of ones that basically you need to know, and it's really just easiest to memorize them. All right, and we just finished doing covalent. No charges to deal with. We simply use the prefixes. It's no charges because it's two nonmetals. You might just need to memorize those prefixes.